NFR, feel the speed, the thrill, yeah. High octane drama can't get off fill. Engines roaring loud, heartbeats on the rise. On NFR, see the sparks in our eyes. Racing through the night, chasing every turn. On NFR, adrenaline we burn. Pit stops and fast cars, it's a wild ride. NFR, in our veins we can't hide. NFR, feel the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR, we're flying high. Under the lights, we touch the sky. Yeah. Every lap a story, every driver's dream. On NFR, racing's the supreme. Checkered flags waving, champions arise. NFR brings the glory to our eyes. NFR, where the legends are born. Speeding past the limits, engines reborn. In the fast lane, every second counts. NFR, the thrill always mounts. NFR, feel the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR, we're flying high. Under the lights, we touch the sky. NFR with the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR's lane, every second counts. NFR, the thrill always mounts. NFR, feel the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR, we're flying high. Under the lights, we touch the sky. You move to NFR, feel the speed.
Speed demons burning rubber, SKR the lead we love. Sunday at 6, engines flare up, adrenaline shove. Tight turns, the smell of gas, tires screeching loud. Thrill on the track, every driver make the crowd proud. Racers gunning for the top, no room for any slack. Pit stop strategies, teams got each other's backs. One wrong move, dreams could crash, a season turn to dust. Victory tastes sweeter when the stakes are a must. Rev up, SKR brings the drama. Highs and lows, no place for the comma. Checker flag wave, dreams come alive. Sunday at 6, see the legends thrive. Dashes, wheel-to-wheel clashes. Cold sweat under helmets, pressure till it smashes. Race by race unfolding like a thriller on screen. F1 kings and queens chase that victory sheen. Rivalries ignite, sparking flames on asphalt. Pushing limits, no regret, not a single halt. Missteps and miracles, heartbeat sync with speed. SKR battles fused with passion and greed. Rev up, SKR brings the drama. Highs and lows, no place for the comma. Checker flag wave, dreams come alive. Sunday at 6, see the legends thrive. Rev up, SKR brings the drama. Highs and lows, no place for the comma. Checker flag wave, dreams come alive. Sunday at 6, see the legends thrive.
track like a shooting star. Feel the rush, NFR. Lap by lap, watch them spin. Victory's close, who will win? In our heads, the engine's din. NFR, let's begin. NFR, lights are green. Zooming fast, slick machine. Every twist, every scene. Catch the action on your screen. NFR, yeah. NFR, yeah. Drama high, stars afar. Round the track like a shooting star. Feel the rush, NFR. Lap by lap, watch them spin. Victory's close, who will win? In our heads, the engine's din. NFR, let's begin. Sunday night, lights are bright, engines roar, take the flight. On the track, speed ignites, feel the rush, grip it tight. Racers fly through each turn, fierce and fast, rubber burns. Champions rise, lessons learned, victory's call, hearts yearn. SKR, feel the drive, drive, hey, yeah. Push the limit, come alive, alive. SKR, feel the speed, speed. Adrenaline is what we need, need. Fast here, engines wail, close the gap, never fail. Pit stops quick, no detail. Fuel the fire, trail the tail. Final lap, tension high. Who will win? Who will fly? Rivalries burn under the sky. Finish line, here's the cry. SKR, feel the drive, drive, hey, yeah. Push the limit, come alive, alive. SKR, feel the speed, speed. Adrenaline is what we need, need.
In a small town without a track, Lance grew up with dreams intact. With dad's money he aimed for the sky, bought him a seat just to give it a try. A Williams car, shiny and new, but the turns were tight and the troubles grew. On and off the course he spun, fast and failure second to none. Oh, Lance strolled, crashing every lap. Daddy's deep pockets keep bringing him back. Bought him Aston Martin, still can't steer. Wrecking dreams year after year. He's got a smile, got the gear, but that wall comes closer year after year. Every race, hearts and hands, Dad keeps buying dreams with golden bands. Oh, Lance stroll, crashing every lap. Daddy's deep pockets keep bringing him back. Bought him Aston Martin, still can't steer. Wrecking dreams year after year. the gear, but that wall comes closer year after year. Every race, hearts and hands, Dad keeps buying dreams with golden bands. Oh, Lance Stroll crashing every lap, Daddy's deep pockets keep bringing him back. Bought an Aston Martin, still can't steer, wrecking dreams year after year. Maybe one day he'll find his stride. Till then it's just a bumpy ride. In this tale of fame and gold, even the richest heart can feel so cold. Maybe one day he'll find his stride. Till then it's just a bumpy ride. In this tale of fame and gold, even the richest heart can feel so cold.
Like a shooting star, the engines roar, the tires scream, fast as lightning, it's the dream. Speed and drama, every turn on NFR, the rubber burns. Feel the thrill of every bend, where the champions transcend. Feel the power at NFR, burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR, only friend. Fernando calls the play on NFR every race day. Commentary sharp and loud, hyping up the roaring crowd. Feel the power at NFR, burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR, only friend. Not Fernando calls the play on NFR at race day. Commentary sharp and loud, hyping up the roaring crowd. Feel the power at NFR, burning tracks, driving far, where the races never end. NFR, only friend. Deaf Queen, the top supporter scene, in the crowd where speed is keen. NFR, the place to be, join the race, watch and see.
Lights out, engines roar. Sunday night, we want more. Speed Kings racing on the track. Feel the thrill, no turning back. Drivers chase, the trophy gleams. 6 p.m., the race of dreams. Corners tight, they grip and slide. Feel the rush, take it in stride. SKR, we're racing high, burning rubber, reaching sky. Drama twists and turns galore. Speed Kings racing, we want more. It stops fast, the team's on fire, chasing down their heart's desire. Highs and lows, we're on the edge. Feel the speed, no time to hedge. Rivalries, the fierce battle's fought. Every move, it's natural or not. Drama twists and turns galore. Speed kings racing, we want more. Rivalries, the fierce battles fought. Every move, it's match or not. Lightning fast, they glide and weave. All the fans, they can't believe. SKR, we're racing high. Burning rubber, reaching sky. Drama twists and turns galore. Speed kings racing, we want more.
In the quiet lanes of Silverstone town, folks are whispering about a boy falling down. Got a seat from his daddy, money's the king. Driving that Williams ain't like riding free. Tires spin, engines roar, but the podium's far. His wheels hit the gravel, now there's damage to the car. Got the world at his feet, yet he fumbles the lead. His dreams race away, but he's not in the speed. Daddy's money, daddy's ride, crashing dreams, nowhere to hide. Bought him a name that can't buy a skill. Lance keeps trying, but the track's all uphill. Now he's got his own team with a famous name. Aston Martin's the brand, but it's still the same shame. Every corner, every turn, the crashes unfold. Dreams wrapped in carbon fiber, truth left untold. Paddock folks shake their heads with a sigh as the green car spins and the hopes run dry. No matter the funds, it's a harsh game of pain. $1 million toys can't shelter the rain. Daddy's money, daddy's ride, crashing dreams, nowhere to hide. Bought him a name but can't buy a skill. Lance keeps trying, but the track's all uphill. Daddy's money, daddy's ride, crashing dreams, nowhere to hide. Bought him a name but can't buy a skill. Lance keeps trying, but the track's all uphill. Lance keeps trying, but the track's all uphill.
SAFRL, feel the speed, the thrill. High octane drama can't get off fill. Engines roaring loud, heartbeats on the rise. On NFR, see the sparks in our eyes. Racing through the night, chasing every turn. On NFR, adrenaline we burn. Pit stops and fast cars, it's a wild ride. NFR, in our veins we can't hide. NFR, feel the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR, we're flying high. Under the lights, we touch the seems we take the lead. On NFR's lane, every second counts. NFR, the thrill always mounts. NFR, feel the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR, we're flying high. Under the lights, we touch the sky. You move to NFR, feel the speed, the speed. You move to
Speed demons burning rubber, SKR the lead we love. Sunday at 6, engines flare up, adrenaline shove. Tight turns, the smell of gas, tires screeching loud. Thrill on the track, every driver make the crowd proud. Racers gunning for the top, no room for any slack. Pit stop strategies, teams got each other's backs. One wrong move, dreams could crash, a season turn to dust. Victory tastes sweeter when the stakes are a must. Rev up, SKR brings the drama. Highs and lows, no place for the comma. Checker flag wave, dreams come alive. Sunday at 6, see the legends thrive. Dashes, wheel-to-wheel clashes, cold sweat under helmets, pressure till it smashes. Race by race unfolding like a thriller on screen. F1 kings and queens chase that victory sheen. Rivalries ignite, sparking flames on asphalt, pushing limits, no regret, not a single halt. Missteps and miracles, heartbeat sequence speed. SKR battles fused with passion and greed. Rev up, SKR brings the drama. Highs and lows, no place for the comma. Checker flag wave, dreams come alive. Sunday at 6, see the legends thrive.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back. Welcome back to NFR for the first time in 2025. It's been a while since I spoke to you all. I've missed you all. I hope you've missed me. Hope you've missed SKR. It's time to get going again. Of course, tonight, round 1 of a new season, season 10. Here in Austria, the Red Bull Ring. Of course, new championship, new season, slates are wiped clean. Everybody starts with that equal opportunity once again. Seems like we're going to start with 19 drivers. One more can just squeeze in before the race. We'll have a full grid. Feels like I haven't commentated in a while. I might be a bit rusty tonight. Already a lot of cars leaving the pits pretty early on in the session. Drivers wanting to get on with it. Remember, this is just a short quali session. We don't have the full qualifying on a Sunday afternoon, just the short qualifying. So 18 minutes for everybody to get around and set their best attempt. 2 of those minutes are already gone. Just over 16 minutes to go. Just bringing up your tyre screen for a little bit of extra data, but almost not needed. The entire field on a set of softs, as would be expected. Nobody messing about on a set of mediums. Nobody sandbagging. Now we're going to start seeing the first laps coming through. Wheeze is on a lap. Virus also on a lap. It's the Ferrari driver, which I cannot pronounce. That I'm just going to go with Jan. See, that is the only driver here tonight missing a teammate, just the one Ferrari. Everybody else will have their teammate tonight. That Ferrari will be hoping to get his teammate in before the race. Wheeze goes over the line, sets a 103.7. Remember, this is the SKR reigning champion. Last year, well, it was last year, last year. Of course, that dominant run in the Aston Martin. His teammate, that team has now been split up. Wheeze in a Williams this time around. New teammate in the form of Skull. So this is a good opportunity for Skull a season like this, when you have the reigning champion on your side. Constructors Championship always a strong possibility. Back to Williams early up, P1, P3. And now Skull starting to fall down the order as more time's coming in. So your current best time, and the only driver in the 103s, Wheeze. Then it's Ferrari, 104.5, quite the difference. Almost 8/10 back from the leader. And you got Top Gun, the pair of McLarens, in Andre and Smurf. And you got Skull in P6. Skull and Andre not sharing a team this time round. This is one of the 2 RBs. Convoy, no lap time set from him. Now I have 5 drivers remaining, yet to set a lap time. Bosch Cartoon has retired from the session. I'm not sure if that was an incident he had on track or if that was a voluntary retirement. If it was a voluntary retirement, it might have been a tad too early. There's a lot of close times there in the midfield. He might find himself falling down the order rather quickly. Still waiting for laps from Convoy and Levy. There's Divan, Chums, and is that Gatosi? I don't know. Tozy, Otozy, Gatozy, Tozy. Let's go with that. Otozy. Convoy, nice lap time, 104.4, not good enough to even scratch the surface. Wheeze, still the only driver in the 103s, 103.7, next best 104.4. 7/10 of a second, cover the front row. That's a rather big gap at the moment. Saying in the comment section you'd like to expand the stream to other formats. We can look into doing, of course, if anybody's watching that has suggestions for the channel. Doesn't mean I'm going to be able to accomplish each and every one of them. This game does have limitations, and I do have technical limitations and knowledge limitations. But of course, we have come a long way. That started last year in January. Year old. I think the broadcasts have got somewhat better. Of course, any ideas in the comment section will be appreciated. Maybe expanding to more social media, streaming on different networks, different platforms rather. Getting NFR out there further and the leagues that race on this channel. Of course, SKR making its return today. It's round 1 on Tuesday. SAFRL also makes a return. Of course, they changed their normal time slot, a 8 o'clock Monday time slot for a Tuesday 8 o'clock time slot, so there will be a slight change in programming. Gonna find something else to do to Monday nights. Everybody pretty much in the pits. We've got Smurf on an outlap. We do have Jan out on track. 105.7. Ooh, look at that, he's done 4 laps on those softs, so he's just having multiple runs. Gonna see something much quicker from him at the end when he puts on a soft set of tyres. Of course, in order to do all those laps, it means he's had a lot of fuel in the car. So nothing fresh about the tyres. Way too much fuel in the car. That's not his best lap time at all. Still lots to come from him. At the moment, 2 Alpines want to see themselves at the rear of the field, but that's where they are. Apmagozi currently in P18, last of the timed drivers. And you've got Bertozzi 19, but that's because he hasn't set the lap time yet. He's trying to change all of that. Get a lap time on our screens. He's coming to the end of his quick run. Just 1 corner to go. Got 2 corners to go. Done so many laps around this track. Mistakes is constant. Bertozzi over the line. And gets the 2 Alpines off the rear of the field. He goes up into P13. It's a 105.6. Still nobody threatening those 103s just yet. Three did go quicker than Convoy. Remember, Convoy had a 104.4. It's since done a 104.3. Slightly quicker. Still nobody in those 103s. Only the reigning champion. He's out on track again, looking to improve. Another really spectacular time. Ruan eventually, I'll keep that in mind. You guys should contact me on Discord, in the DM. You can have a chat about expanding. You guys will know a little bit more than me. Please, did improve on his time, didn't he? Yes, he did. It's a 103.6. I think he found a tenth of a second. Smooth that roller coast just a little bit. 104.3, second best so far. He's coming to the end of his lap. Let's see if he improves. Can he get into the 103s? Can he threaten Wheeze? It was over the line. I don't think there was an improvement. 104.3, maybe an invalidated lap. Convoy still in P3 with that initial lap time that he set. He's one of the 2 Selbers. Of course, F124. In just over a month we're going to start seeing the new liveries for the 2025 cars. Some of these might look very different. Of course, the Kicksalber will remain the Kicksalber for 1 more year before it becomes Audi. In 2026 we also introduce Cadillac. So if you thought 20 big heavy F1 cars around Monaco was a difficult thing to do, Well, now we're going to have 22 big, heavy F1 cars going around Monaco. Should be interesting once we get to that part of the calendar. Of course, if they were to come to Kyalami, that wouldn't be a problem. Kyalami is equipped with 30 pit garages. Driver we haven't spoken too much about, currently in P6, it's Cooper. Top performing Haas on the night. The other Haas has actually picked up a DSQ. We didn't see that, but Spike's at the rear of the field. Means even if somebody were not to set a lap time, they'd still finish ahead of Spike's. DSQ throws you right to the back of the field, and in a field this large, it's a bit of a handicap to have early on. Pantry Star, so many quick drivers in this lineup. It's so exciting to see, especially at the start of the season. Like I mentioned at the start of qualifying, still slates are wiped clean. Everybody starting on 0 points tonight. Everybody has an opportunity at going for that championship. Because at the moment, 103 by Wheeze looks quicker than anybody. If that pace translates to race pace, it'd be a little demotivating to the drivers around him. But of course, the quickest driver does not always win the race. We've seen so much drama on this channel, in this league, in SAFRL. Safety cars, weather, all sorts of things can come into play. Even a virtual safety car and you pit at the exact right moment, and your race can be flipped on its head. Haven't seen anything in the comment section about the weather, so I'm going to presume we have a dry race. Usually if there's any weather on the card, somebody jumps in the comment section pretty quickly and lets me know about it. Of course, if there is weather and you haven't mentioned it, let me know. One of these shorter circuits on the calendar, so you're able to maximize your runs in qualifying, get an extra run where maybe at other circuits you wouldn't. Circuits like Spa-Francorchamps, the short quali can really catch you out in Spa. 7-kilometer circuit, takes you a while to get around. But tracks like Austria, tracks like Brazil, get around them pretty quickly. There we go, I get some weather information in the comment section, but unfortunately the weather information is not relating to Spielberg in Austria, it's relating to Nelspruit. So if anyone watching wants to know what the weather is in Nelspruit, well, it's soaking wet, as it is here. Tozy on his way back into the pits. Very quiet racetrack at the moment. We've got a few cars out on outlaps. Cooper is the only driver on a quick lap. We saw him doing all those laps on the soft. I think this will be his first run. 104.9. Does he find an improvement? It's over the line. I don't see an improvement. He's done a second lap on those softs. Provisional pole sitter. His first lap time was a 103.7. Then he came out, he improved on that lap time, took it to a 105.6. Just a slight improvement, just enough to annoy the rest of the field, and you think you're getting closer and closer, and then suddenly he just moves the time a little bit. He's looking to go even quicker, even deeper into those 103s. Show the rest of the field. He's back. He's back to defend the SKR title. Currently the field, Wheeze, it's Faree, Levy, Convoy, Pantry Star, then Cooper in P6. First of the two RBs, Divan. Then Top Gun, Skull in P9, his teammate up in provisional pole. The pair of McLarens, Smurf and Andre, running really close together. Look at that, 105.03, 105.08, 5/100ths of a second between the two McLarens. You don't get much closer than that between teammates. With the lap with Rees, we're going to see if he's going to improve now. 103.6 goes the previous best, goes over the line and does improve. Got a 103.7 on the first one, 103.6 on the second run, and a 103.5 on the third run. Down to 10th each time. Convoy out on track. He has gone slightly quicker. Remember, Ferrari went quicker than him. He's found a 104.0, but I feel that's as far as he's going to go. Unless he's got another lap of fuel and enough tyres to try once more. It's Ferrari. 104.3, currently good enough for P3. This season, the Aston Martin will be Constructors Champions from a season ago. See what its Ferrari can do as he goes over the line. Does he get it up into P2 or does he stay in P3? He's staying in P3. Does have a lot of battery. Going for a second run, maybe not too impressed with that first run back earlier on. Battery charged up, have one more go. Still 10 seconds on the clock. If you're able to get over that line, you can complete one more lap. For everybody else, the checkered flag will fall and that will be the end of your session. We're riding with Levy very close behind the McLaren. He's either going to get a slipstream or he's going to get a disadvantage. But he has gone up the order, so I think that may have just worked for him. Levy up into P3 with a 104.1. Great lap time. Still just the one driver able to accomplish a 103. We joined Ivan at the exact wrong moment. That's not the direction you want to be facing on a racetrack, and he's got a very broken front wing as well. Going for that final run, probably just throwing everything at it. Throwing a little bit too much at it. See, the checkered flag has fallen for most of the drivers. It's free as well now. I think that's everyone. No one left out on circuit. He's chosen to come back to the pits. Everybody else went over the line. So qualifying is over. We'll wait for the official results before we read them out, unless there's any hidden penalties or anything like that that I haven't noticed. Of course, we had a very strange event on Friday night in JPR where we all started out of position. I qualified at the back of the field in P15 and for some reason started in P8, and drivers who started on pole started at the back of the field. So hopefully we won't have anything of that here tonight. There are your results. Weeds takes provisional pole, the reigning champion coming in strong for round 1. Then Convoy P2, Levy P3. Then you got It's3 P4, followed by Pantry Star, Skull, Top Gun, Cooper, Divan, and Smurf, making up the top 10. On the other side of the top 10 with a bit of work to do, Andre P11, then you've got Gun P12, Chums 13, Dozy 14, Oshbartoon 15, Virus 16, Skulkin 17, Atmagozi 18, and Spikes picked up that DSQ. He'll be starting from P19 on the grid. Of course, no break between qualifying and the race. That means we'll pretty much jump right into this. You're looking at an empty pit lane. All the cars to the right-hand side of the screen. Drivers doing their final preparations before the race. Of course, not much you can do in terms of setup. Car is locked into Parc Fermé. Some slight adjustments you can make to the setup, but I don't think anybody's going to be fiddling with anything at this late stage. And then, of course, what tyres are you going to start on? And what do you anticipate from this race? Some could start on the soft, anticipating an early safety car with such a large field. Others will start on the hard, thinking to go deep into the race. But if that early safety car does come out and you're on the hard, you sort of just have to stay out there and hold track position. You can't have fun with everybody else diving into the pits. So there are choices to make very early on. Choices that, if you get them wrong now, could affect your race, could affect the overall result. Lots of drivers jump into this menu, press the X by accident, forget to put their settings in, start on a strategy they didn't want to start on. So important to get things right. Of course, just the slight delay while we wait for all the drivers to get ready to get their strategies punched in. Of course, we saw some very close lap times going back from P1. Of course, Weeze was, I think, half a second at the end of the day, quicker than anybody in the field. There we go. We're going to get the dual green lights, so the race doesn't get going immediately. We're going to have a formation lap. One opportunity, one last opportunity for all of these drivers just to get a feel of the car with a full fuel tank. Try to get some temperature into the tyres, temperature into the brakes. Just get that car race ready for turn 1. If you're at the front of the field, two things you also have to remember: you don't want to go too quickly. The field goes slowly at the back. You're going to be sitting on that grid for an awfully long time, losing all the tyre temperature you've gained, all the work you've done, all the preparation. With a field this large, you really do want to have your car prepared for turn 1. A sort of slip up in a field this close, in a field this large, can cause a domino effect. Drivers in P2, 3, 4, all the drivers back from Weeze, all his opponents will know how important it'll be to have a fantastic start. Get past Weeze into turn 1. You don't want that Williams out in front if that's the sort of qualifying pace he had, because if it translates into race pace, he's simply going to disappear down the road. Very important for Convoy, for Levy, it's for Ree. Get a good start and don't let the Williams run off into the distance. You can just see some of the cars at the back of the field, like I mentioned. Driver in front will be sitting there. It feels like an awfully long time. You think, where is everybody? What are they doing? Is somebody doing donuts in the background? What's going on? But eventually everybody does line up. The DSQs you don't have to worry too much about. Those are drivers that didn't get the parking right. You won't see the red lights, but hopefully we get a better camera angle shortly. Let's go F124, something better than this. Heading, there we go, we head uphill towards turn 1. Hopefully it's a clean turn 1. You see a few cars disappearing and reappearing, so maybe a little bit of internet connectivity. Hopefully nobody making an error, nobody running into each other. Looks like everybody's pretty smooth through turn 1. Everybody seems to be in order. Don't see any carbon fiber flying around. Everyone seems to have held on to their wing. So it was very important for Convoy, it's for Ree and Levy to have a good start. Well, he's at an even better start. He holds on to the lead in the early stages of the race. Williams from RP, from Aston Martin. Then Levy, he's gone down a position into P4. Pantry Star where he started in P5. Divan, good start. He's picked up 3 positions right at the start. Started P9, is up to P6. Even better start for Spikes down in P15. Remember, he's got the DSQ at the start at the rear of the field, so he's already made up 4 positions. Fortunately, we go to the other side of the scale. Worst start. Well, that's going to go to Top Gun. He hasn't come into the pits. It doesn't appear like he's got damage, but Top Gun down in P12. Things just looking a little messy at the rear of the field. Back to the front. It's Weeze versus Convoy versus It's for Ree. Those cars still very close together. What happens here in Austria with the DRS zones, with the track being so short? It's Really difficult to break the DRS train if you're the car in the front, trying to get away over a second. It's just so difficult to not make up a bit of ground, and every time you do, you make up 2 or 3 tenths. Somebody's going to be behind you with an open DRS wing to take those 2 or 3 tenths right back. If you want to get that 1 second lead, you're going to have to drive out of your skin. Something we haven't looked at yet in the race is the tyres. No soft tyres to be found on the grid. Pretty even split between the hards and the mediums. Nobody's done a pit stop in those first 2 laps, so no damage. Everybody getting off to a clean start in this new season. Weeze, Convoy, It's Free, Lebby, then Pantry Star, the top 5 starting to split away from the rest of the field. Then you've got Skull in the second Williams. He's about to lose a position, is he? Where's Ty Van Dalen going up the inside? But Skull's not going to let it go just like that. They stay wheel to wheel, and I think he's held on to it. He has. Don't just give up positions just like that. Holds on to it. For how much longer? Cars behind him are looking pretty aggressive, looking pretty racy. They want to get on with it. And a queue just starting to form behind that second Williams. 2 McLarens, they were awfully close together in qualifying. In the race, 9 and 10 running line astern. Spike's got a start he had. Remember, right at the rear of the grid, started P19 up to P11. We've had a retirement. Didn't notice it because it was right at the bottom of the timesheets, but Apnagorji has retired from the race. First retirement of the evening. Luckily for us, has not triggered an early safety car. All of these drivers are on tyres that are intended to go much longer into the race than lap 4. One and only Ferrari out on circuit today, looking to make a move. He's got it done. Or has he? The Mercedes is going to hold on. We're going to get some more wheel-to-wheel action. Virus not letting go of the position. And Ferrari has got that one. Jan up into P13. And eventually, Virus gives way. It's a stop gun. Probably started towards the top of the field. Now finds himself at the rear of the field. P17. To make up positions, everybody running so close. Fantastic wing camera, wish we got this more often. Makes up another position, this time gets past the Alpine of Bertozzi. Top Gun up into 15 on what will be a recovery drive for him. Seems we've lost Skull. Skull has dived into the pits. Not sure if that is damage related. He is on a set of hard tyres, so I don't know why he'd be coming in. There we can see an end plate missing from the left hand side. Wing change, tyre change, and Skull. That's not really the way he wanted his strategy to go. Convoy has got in front, at the front. Convoy leads from Weeze for the first time in this race. And for the first time this evening, Weeze doesn't have a number 1 next to his name. Convoy fighting back. Confirmation Death Queen of front wing damage to Skull's car. He's now down in P18. And his strategy is going to be out of sync with everybody else around him. You see all those cars have done 4 laps on their tyres. And then just Skull to 0 laps. He's going to be out of sync with everybody. He would have been wanting to take those hard tyres deep into the race. Now he's on a set of mediums. Not going to be able to get to the end on a set of mediums, so he will have to pit again. And the RB of Convoy continues to lead. The gap is just 0.3 of a second, so it's not going to be long until Weeze comes back at him, and as I say it, up the inside, no mistakes. How much will RB fight back? Stays right on the tail, does Convoy, as close as he can to the Williams. You just want to tuck in, be as close as you can to take advantage of the next DRS zone. Battery management is going to be so important in a tight field like this. too much battery and find yourself in a position with no more toys to defend with. And all these cars will eat you alive. Had a busy stream here tonight. Thank you to everybody who is watching. I hope you're enjoying the racing. Hope we're going to be seeing more of you on this channel. Of course, tonight, round 1 of SKR. Tuned in time for the start of the season. And of course, another league here on the NFR channel, SAFRL. They get going on Tuesday night at 8 PM for their very own round 1. That's going to be in Qatar. Just the camera angle again. This is Wheeze, your leader, and that's how close the RB is. And get much closer without losing a front wing. Any closer than that, and it's carbon fiber all over the place. Intense racing at the front. 5 drivers, I said at the beginning, were starting to break away from the rest of the field. Indeed they have, but they've stayed together. Got a 5-car DRS train at the front of the race. Top 5 cars separated by just 1.5 seconds, nothing in it. And further back we find Cooper in P16. Doesn't have too much of a comfortable gap. Got Andre right behind him in his DRS. In fact, Andre might go for the move. Is he close enough? Might have a bit of a lunge. Thought about it. The car was in position, but look at that. He gets lucky, the horse outbreaks himself, goes wide. In a position it looked like he was going to take, then backed out of it. Then surprisingly found the door open, took the position anyway. Now he's got Cooper all over the back of him. It's just back and forth. In the words of Sebastian Vettel, are we racing or is it ping pong? At the moment it's more like ping pong. Lots of back and forth, lots of passing, lots of wheel to wheel. It's fantastic that this race is being broadcast live, because this is the best possible advertisement for SKR. Fantastic racing, wheel to wheel racing, close racing. As I say that, Divan goes off the circuit. He's falling towards the rear of the field. Now in P15 for that second RB. Very differing fortunes for the other RB. Convoy started in P2. Said it was so important for him to get a good start. Wheeze did get that good start. He did lead, but he wasn't able to break away. That pace we saw in qualifying has not yet translated. And of course, another thing to remember, he might be half a second quicker than everybody else on track. But you'd never know it, because every single lap they get 2 opportunities to open up that rear wing and take away any advantage the leader may have built. So those 5 cars remain together. Pantry Star's actually fallen back. I think he must have made a mistake. Levy's all over the back of him, and I think Levy will pick up that position. He has. He's got ahead before turn 1. Just a mistake by Pantry Star has now split up those 5 cars. Levy will be looking to get on with it. Get back to those top 3 ahead of him. Speaking of the top 3, Wheeze, it's free. Wheeze was briefly down in 3rd, but not much longer. He's back up into P2. These 3 at the front. You couldn't ask for much more. Divan picks up a penalty. I was going to say he's the first driver to pick up a penalty this evening, but that is not correct. Divan and Levy now have penalties next to their name. Of course, just 3 seconds for now. But as the race goes on, those penalties can accumulate very, very quickly. And while you're heading to the checkered flag with a decent result in mind, those penalties kick in. They lose a whole handful of positions. Hello to Afmagozi. Afmagozi just saying that his game froze and then crashed. Well, F1 2024 pretty late on in its lifespan. Still throwing up some surprises. Great to have Apnagozi in the comment section. Of course, running the JPR League over on a Friday night. Also a driver there at JPR on a Friday night, and now a driver on a Sunday afternoon here at SKR. Apnagozi, let me know there in the comment section, are you going to be competing in SAFRL? Will we be seeing you on a Tuesday night on the track or in the comment section? At the front, it's still Convoy and Wee, still separated by absolutely nothing. It's P3. Top 3 separated by less than a second. Now Levy getting the car out of shape. It's not what you'd expect on lap 12. He was on a set of mediums and you saw the car squirming around. You'd accept it, but he's on a set of hards. No reason for the car to be acting like that. Welcome to Joe Kutsia. Good to have you on the channel. Good to have everybody here. Lots of you watching here tonight for the season opener. Always a lot of excitement at the beginning of the season. News tend to fall off a little bit towards the end. It's great to have you all here. There's 15 of you watching. There's only 3 likes on the video, so if you haven't left a like, just leave a like on the video, and if you haven't subscribed, we're not far away from 700, so hit the subscribe button on the bottom right hand side of your screen. At the front, Wee's 3/10 of a second from Convoy, then a further 3/10 of a second to its Ferrari. Just over half a second, covering 3 extremely quick drivers. The driver at the front makes a big mistake. He's probably going to take the next 2 with him. That's how close they are. Convoy just pointed that front wing towards the inside, thought about it ever so briefly, but then decided just to sit behind Wee's a little longer. Ah, fantastic. I'm up to 4 likes. Thanks, Apnagozi. Keeping the monitor there on the likes. There's so many likes coming in, I can't keep track. So thanks for all the assistance in the comms. We've got Weeze and Convoy, and it's Ferrari, and look now, it's Ferrari trying to make up another position, trying to get up into P2. The last thing you want to see is damage on any of these 3 cars. It's been a fantastic race so far. I said I wanted to see more of this camera angle. I don't think I've ever seen so much of this camera angle. Joe just saying he's missed the race due to electricity, and it came back just in time for the race to start. So we're missing Joe Kutsia on the grid. It would have been a grid of 20 for the opening round. When you do have a SCOM issue or an internet issue or even a game issue, I like to think of it as a mechanical issue. In life, you get mechanical issues. In the game, it's going to throw all sorts at you. And if you've got a bad internet connection, well, you're just going to have mechanical issues right through the season. Joe, that's not going to look good on your CV, Joe. Joe making his first appearance as a full-time Ferrari driver, and he's missed round 1. Not too sure how the Tifosi will feel about that. I know Ferrari have some pretty odd strategies they like to throw about every now and then. Having one of their drivers miss round 1 is not a strategy I expected. Now I'm just starting to see things. I thought I saw a raindrop, but let's just go on board. I keep on seeing things. Let me know in the comment section, has anybody seen a wreck? There we go. It's falling down your screens. There's rain. Nobody mentioned this to me in the comment section. Shame on you. I had no idea, but rain could become a very important factor in this race. You can see the drops starting to fall now. Going to throw all of this in the air. I said earlier, I said in qualifying, the fastest driver does not necessarily go on to win the race. It's not that simple. The race has to work for you. If that rain comes at the wrong moment, you're on the wrong part of the track, you make a slight error, you go onto the grass. All of a sudden those two opponents that were so close to you are going to be pretty far up the road. Got 3 drivers already on the intermediate tyre. Those drivers, Spikes, Skull and Divan. Keep an eye on those drivers, see how those cars are performing, how those tyres are performing. If you see a lot of slipping and sliding in the corners, then the track's not quite ready for the intermediate tyre. Keep your eyes on those time differences. Spikes, the quickest, or the driver furthest ahead rather, in the field, 14 on a set of intermediates. So that's a gap you might want to watch. Levy's actually just come in for inters. So the track is crossing over, and it's crossing over pretty quickly. We've seen races where the rain just sort of lingers, but it's not intermediate time, and the drivers just go around and around wondering when to come in. This time it looks pretty set. Whereas Levy come in a little too early. Of course, Levy was initially part of that 5-car battle. Very exciting 5-car battle that later broke down to a 3-car battle. F1 made a bit of a mistake. Levy was behind him. Of course, the break in the DRS. And Levy knows if he wants to come back into this race, he wants to have an opportunity at a victory, just to do something a little different, and I think that's why he came in first for those intermediates. Let's go on board with Levy. Let's see what these tyres are looking like. Is he able to commit to the corners? Is he still feeling a little skittish on the tyres? Drivers ahead of him, yet to pit. Wheeze, Farnboy, It's for Ree, Pantry Star, Smurf and Cooper all choosing to stay out on the dry tyre for now. Such an interesting scenario this, who's on the right tyre, who's on the wrong tyre, and when exactly does this track cross over. I can tell you when it will definitely cross over. That's when we get the notification on the top of the screen that says DRS disabled. Then that means the track is considered damp, and we are definitely in intermediate conditions. Until then, it's a bit of a guessing game. Track better on inters, is it better on softs? Of course, if you come in a little too early, you lose a lot of time on those inters, and by the time it is time for the inters, you've probably taken a little bit more life out of them than you would have liked. We're still out front. Convoy. It's for Ree. None of them wanting to make a move. I can tell you when one of them comes in for inters, the other two will come in for inters. The one just following Weeze's lead at the moment. It's one of the two McLarens in P5. Levy making a position going up into P6, and I wonder if that's just a sign now that the intermediates are definitely coming into play. Made that pass look pretty easy on the horse. Now if he's able to get away from this horse, we know the intermediates are in play. And if that, see coming out of the corners, he should have the superior traction, and with the just getting away from the horse ever so easily, you can hardly see the horse in the background. It seems to me like the track has turned. It's time for those green wall tyres. The question is, when do the leaders respond? Weeze stays out. Convoy into the pits. It's for Ree into the pits. This is now the time. This is the choices. This could win you a race. This could lose you a race. Nap Magosi just saying DRS disabled. I didn't see the notification. The track is most definitely damp. Weeze decided to stay out, one more lap on the hard tyres. Of course, if you're in second, if you're in third, you always have that advantage of just following the leader. When the leader goes into the pits, you're like, right, this is my turn, I'm going in. The guys behind you go into the pits, well, you're just stuck out there for one extra lap. It looks like you know how smooth this driver is, and can just see going into the corner. Oh, he can just stop quickly once. Surely he'll come into the pits. Look at that exit. Very squirmy on the exit. Convoy just 15 seconds behind. A pit stop around here, just over 20 seconds. I think this means we will lose the lead. Very slippery racetrack. But if anybody's got the pace to get back to the front, it's this man. Convoy in P2, he's going to claim the lead of this race. And he's got a 1.8 second gap back to F124. So this will be the most comfortable he's found himself in the entire race. Of course, some drivers very quick in the dry, don't enjoy the wet too much. Other drivers are just as good in the wet as they are in the dry. We're going to find out now if that is the case. We saw how close those cars were in the dry. The wet weather just scrambled things up. Well, our closest battle in the field, we go down to P4, fighting for P3. Levy defending from Rees. Sauber versus Williams. Two cars you usually find at the rear of the field. Stay very much at the front of the field. There's the Sauber on the inside, and there we go. He's gone wide, has he? Seems like Rees has held on to that. Convoy leads from its Rees, then Rees further 2.6 seconds adrift. He's got a clear racetrack ahead of him. He can just throw everything at it. In conditions like this, you can actually start to defend again. It used to be a thing. They had drivers that were very good defensive drivers, but since the invention of DRS, it doesn't really matter how good a defensive driver you are, eventually you're going to lose that position. With the wet weather, that option of DRS goes away, and you have to make the overtake all by yourself. You do still have the assistance of the ERS battery. Other than that, all you have is a slipstream and hopefully enough guts to make the pass. So just saying that the rain is a good level maker it is, and it mixes up the race. But unfortunately for us, sometimes a race needs a mix-up. Sometimes a race is just getting boring early on and you need something to come and mix it up. This was not the case. We were having a very close battle between the top three drivers, just half a second splitting three cars. The weather has since split that up. We now have 5 seconds between the top three, Levy and Q4. He's just got past him not so long ago, and you can hardly see Rees. There he is on the corner of, on the exit of corner 1. Pantry Star. His teammate started quite far ahead of him in qualifying, but a incident at the start of the race. He was part of that leading 5-car group. 22 of 36. Still a long way to go. We don't know what this weather is going to do. Of course, it could do 3 things. It could stay exactly the same until the checkered flag. It could get wetter. That means we'd have to go onto the blue tyre. Or the rain could go away and everyone would have to go in search of dry tyres again. Let me know in the comment section which option do you think is it going to be? Will weather remain the same till the end? Will it get wetter or will it get drier? Convoy leads the way. 2.8, 2.9. There we go. 2.9 seconds is the lead. It's for P2, then Rees P3. Levy spikes, Pantry Star. Bouncing to driver in P7. This is Andre. The Papaya McLaren. Team that made up a lot of ground last year in 2024. And that was a real championship contender. In fact, took the constructors' title. Be interesting to see what awaits McLaren. in 2025, and the rest of the teams for that matter. Smurf just behind Andre. The McLarens have been inseparable. They've been so close in qualifying, so close in the rain, and not even the rain has been able to separate them. So the other drivers that were close together, they're now far apart because of those pit stops. The McLarens find themselves sharing the same part of racetrack. Thinking, how did the RV get back here? That's not Convoy, that's the other RV, Divan. And the driver's carrying a penalty down in P14. To bring up that penalty screen for you all at home and myself, so you can see he's got what? Got 3-second penalties going the way of Levy, Top Gun, Divan, Jan and Katosi. We've got a 6-second penalty going the way of Cooper. And Smurf will be with some speeding in the pit lane. 10-second penalty for Smurf. Comment section's gone incredibly quiet, but you know, in the comment section, what do you think this squad is going to do? Stay the same, get wet or get drier? And if you do know, if you do have information, well, Afnagozi should have that information. He was in the race. Riding with the driver in P1. The car just ahead of him, that's a lapped car. Getting out of shape on the exit, that's the car of Jan. It's getting overtaken. Luckily for all these drivers, the lapped cars do ghost, so you can simply drive through. We'll have a situation like you heard a few years ago, I believe it was in Brazil. Verstappen leading the race by some margin. Just a few laps to go. Coming into lap Esteban Ocon, who at the time was racing for Racing Point. And Max thought he was going to get out of the way. He didn't get out of the way. Max lost the wheel trying to pass him and overtake the car and lost the victory. And that's where the famous meme comes. With Max Verstappen giving up on a shove. Of course, there have been more violent drivers than Max Verstappen in the field. In fact, his soon-to-be father-in-law, Nelson Piquet, once damaged his index finger for punching a driver in the helmet. It's probably the last time you'd want to punch a driver. It's when they're wearing their helmet. Atmagozi saying weather will remain the same till the end of the race. Dan Rickard's just come into the pits and put on a set of medium tyres. So he thinks the weather's doing something else. He thinks it's going to dry up. He's the only man in the field with a set of mediums, so we haven't seen any other examples of that. Don't really see rain falling, we don't see any standing water. And we see more cars now, Top Gun, Harsh Platoon, Chums, Virus. All of these drivers one by one peeling off into the pits for what I presume is going to be a dry set of tyres. Akmagozi feeding me incorrect information. Convoy stays out on those inters. We do have the drivers 9, 10, 11, 12, all on medium tyres. Virus P14, medium tyres. Divan P16, medium tyres. Another driver goes to the mediums, that's Cooper. Wheeze into the pits, medium tyres. It's Ferrari into the pits, medium tyres. Convoy. Well, Convoy got it right the first time. He left Wheeze out there for an extra lap, was able to take the lead. I think this time fortunes have reversed. I think it may be Convoy who's out on track one lap too many. Spikes, that's gonna hurt him in these conditions when the weather's changing and you're thinking of your tyres, thinking when to pit. You've got so many things going through your mind, you forget to hit the brakes. Just a little bit of speeding in the pit lane and it's good enough for a 10-second penalty. Of course, you make another pit stop, Mechanics won't be able to touch the car for the first 10 seconds. If you don't make a pit stop, that'll be added on at the end of the race. Convoy now into the pits. And will this cost him? I said earlier, a pit stop here is just over 20 seconds. The gap was 20.3 seconds when Convoy came into the pits. I think Weeze is going to come out just in front with a gap of about 2 seconds. Of course, he's got Itzfari just behind him. I think Convoy may come out in third place. Where is Convoy? He's on the exit. He might have held on to this. He might have held on to this. He has held on to it. I thought he was going to come out behind. I said it would be close. It is close. And those three drivers, they stayed together throughout the start of the race. They got separated by the rain. But somehow those three drivers have found themselves on the same part of the racetrack yet again, separated by less than a second between the three of them. Levy, he'd be hoping for a podium. That would require a mistake up the road, because that's a 9.7 gap, plus he does have a penalty that he's carrying. Any late pass in the race, he would probably lose that position anyway. Thanks Willie in the chat. Glad you're enjoying the racing. This is SKR on a Sunday. We throw up some of the best racing on this channel. Clean racing. Started with 19 drivers. We still have 18 in the field. Just 7 laps to go. We've seen wheel-to-wheel action. We've seen overtakes. We've seen the rain. The race has thrown all sorts at us. And the drivers have held firm. The RB gets passed by Weeze yet again. Williams versus RB. It's been this way the entire race. Now they go wheel to wheel. Convoy just tucks in behind Weeze for now. Another bunch of lap cars coming out. Of course, these cars will ghost. Like I said, you can just drive through them, but they are still off-putting. Remember, every single time you're not concentrating on the next apex, on the next braking point. You're thinking of something else. You're not fully focused. He needs to worry about the apex, the next braking point, the man in his mirrors, and the annoying car he's trying to lap. One thing he might be doing is just staying behind that lap car a little longer than he needs to, because that means he'll get DRS, make it a little bit easier to defend. You are commenting, top 3 drivers if you're listening, Weeze, Convoy, Itzfari. You've been called top class. Of course, Weeze won the SKR championship in the last season. Itzfari was P2 in that championship. Those two were teammates at Aston Martin. We have stayed with Aston Martin. Weeze has moved on to Williams. The rest of the field will be pretty happy that that team has broken up. Very difficult Constructors' Championship to win when you have a pairing like that at a team. Further back, Levy in P4. Falling a bit back. That gap was 8 seconds, now up to 10. Here's Convoy and Itzfari. We know it's going to be those 3 at the front unless anybody makes a big mistake, but what order will they be in? At this point in time, Itzfari could win the race, Convoy could win the race, Weeze could win the race. It's all going to be about that final lap. He makes the right move at the right time. Of course, so important in racing like this to make sure you have no carbon fiber flying off your car, otherwise you're out of this equation. Looks like a bunch of cars are chasing those trio. That is not the case. It's a nice helmet by Itzfari. Get a good view of it. Those 3 at the front, 4 tenths of a second, 5 tenths of a second, half a second, covered the top 3 cars on lap 31 of 36. And they didn't find themselves here because of a safety car, they just found themselves close on circuit. These 3 matched each other throughout the race. He's had the advantage over the field in qualifying, half a second advantage. That did not translate into race pace. Convoy, it's Ferrari, they've been able to match him on race pace. Of course, as the race comes to an end, we're still no closer to knowing what order this is going to finish in, and this is the sort of race you want. A race that's going to keep you guessing till the final lap. The other side of things, Skulk P18, Gatosi 17, Jan, well, he's ghosting, he's not in control of that car. Virus P15, there's Divan in the second RB, Cooper, another ghosting car. Remember, some of these cars might not be disconnected, they might just be ghosting because a car is in close proximity that is about to lap them. Chums, he's in P12. Then we've got Skull. Just looking at points earlier on, he was in P5, had a bit of a queue starting to form behind him. Then he found damage, that's coming to the pits. His pit stops would have been out of sync with everybody else around him. That's why he finds himself so far down the order. It's P11, but if you look at the seconds, very far down the order, over 45 seconds adrift from the leaders. Lots of ghosting cars, difficult to tell who is where. So we go back to the front. Convoy, Reese, it's Ferrari, 0.6 of a second covered the 3. I've said that so many times in this race, but I'm going to keep on saying it because it's a fact. So many notable things about this battle. Of course, you're going to get very quick drivers in every league. You're going to get drivers that are able to match each other in every league. It's very seldom you're going to be able to have drivers that can match each other over a long period of time with no incidents in between them. I have let off a lot of commentators' curses in the past, so let's not talk too much about the top 3 getting to the end. Until they do get to the end, Divan picks up another 3-second penalty. Crucially for everyone in the top 3, no penalties as of yet. 34, 56, it's too late for a safety car. So no safety cars here in Austria, no safety cars in round 1. The only disruption we had was that brief rain. Spikes picks up the fastest lap of the race. Convoy, Wheeze, it's Ferrari. Whoever wins this race. Hope you've got some real champagne at home, because you deserve it. That virtual champagne on the game's just not going to do it. And if you don't have champagne, well, you can always just crack open a beer. That's pretty much what James Hunt would do. In fact, in the last 30 minutes before a race, James Hunt used to make sure to smoke 3 cigarettes. So he basically chain smoked 30 minutes before a race. It's Ferrari, Wheeze, Convoy. What more can be said? What this does tell me is we could be in for a very, very special season. These guys are able to match each other in rounds to come. Who knows who will be on top? At the end of the 10 weeks. Is it 10 weeks this calendar? Let me just confirm how many rounds we have in this calendar. In fact, it's not 10, it's 8. After this we head to Baku. We'll be in Baku next week Sunday. Difficult race circuit, very different to this one. Lots of barriers. Lots of 90-degree bends, and of course, the castle section. You can ask Charles Leclerc about the castle section. After driving into the wall at the castle section, Charles Leclerc uttered the famous words, and I'm quoting, "I am stupid. I am stupid." Wheeze, Convoy, Ferrari, Levy, Pantry Star, Spikes, Andre, Top Gun, Smurf, and Harsh Cartoon is your top 10, but they're very spread out. It's really your top 3. Crucially there, no one in the top 3 has a penalty. Last year race actually looks the most split up we've seen it in a while. Wheeze goes over the line, Convoy, no challenge at the end, but 2 tenths and then 7 tenths further back, so they actually finish within 1 second of each other. 3 drivers, 36 laps later, and they couldn't find more than a second between them. You're not going to get much better than that. Further back, we're still waiting for some drivers to come over the line. The top 4 have gone over the line. We're waiting for Pantry Star next over the line. Nice P5 for him and some strong points. Spikes was right behind him looking for that P5 till the very end. Andre, good result for round 1. Start of the season, clean slate, picks up some points, and he'll pick up some extra points because of penalties. He'll go up into P6. Top Gun goes over the line in P7. Spikes. Some of the cars at the back already have a checkered flag next to their name. That's because they were a lap behind. They don't need to complete the 36th lap. So now I believe we're just waiting for Skull, who decides to tap the wall before going over the line. And then Chums. Ladies and gents, the channel's been quiet since December. Tonight we got going again, Spike's Driver of the Day. And what a race to come back to. What a race to come back to. Have I muted the song too late? I may have muted the song too late. There we go. There is your podium finishes. A Williams, an RB, and an Aston Martin. Your official results. Wheeze takes the victory. Started on pole. Finished P1. But it wasn't as simple as that. Look at his fastest lap, 106.1. Fastest lap for Convoy in P2 was also a 106.1. Nothing separating them. It's Ferrari went on to finish in P3. Then Levy further back, P4. Pantry Star P5. Andre picking up a nice handful of points for P6. Top Gun P7. Spikes P8. Smurf P9. And Harsh Cartoon will pick up the final point on the evening. Just outside the points, and unfortunate for him in round 1, Skull P11, then Chums P12, Cooper 13, Divan 14, Katozi 15, Jan 16, Skulk 17, and then we had the DNF of Apmagozi and the DSQ of Virus. Of course, now that was the end of round 1. We return next week for Baku, and of course long before we get to Baku, well, we're going to Qatar. On Tuesday we're going to be in Qatar for SAFRL. That's their season opener. Some of these drivers are going to be racing over there, and some new faces are going to be racing over there. Really hope to see all of you there. Really hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast, enjoyed the race. I don't think I could have given you a much better race than that. In fact, it was the drivers that gave you that race. I just got to watch it and bring it to you guys. Hope you guys all enjoyed the stream. I'm going to take a bit of a break, a 5-minute break. If anybody does want to join the Discord server, you can join the cool down room. I'll pull you into the comms box and we can have a chat about your race. I'm just going to take a 2 or 3 minute break and I will be back. Seems like Visor missed the stream. Visor coming in very, very late with a bunch of owls. And then a sorry. So Visor, we start at 6 o'clock here on a Sunday, 8 o'clock on a Tuesday. That's right, a Tuesday. SAFRL has moved to Tuesday night from Monday night, so make sure you don't miss another race. Hopefully we'll see you round 1 Tuesday night. I'm going to take 2 minutes to try and get my voice back. And when I come back, hopefully it's with somebody in the comms box, or it will just be to say goodbye. I'll be back with you in a few moments.
It's time to go. Feel the speed, let it flow. Racing hearts, watch them glow. Turn it up, start the show. NFR, feel the heat. Fast and fierce, never beats. Engines roar, can't stay off seats. Catch the thrill, it's so sweet. Drama high, stars afar. Round the track like a shooting star. Feel the rush, NFR.
Welcome back, everyone. Seems like, let me just check one more time. We don't have anyone in the cool down room tonight. Everybody has, well, everybody's raced off after the race. I hope everybody enjoyed the stream. If you haven't left a like on the video, remember to leave a like. And if you haven't subscribed, we're trying to get to 700. We're getting really close. I hope to see all of you back here on Tuesday night. And if not, I'll see you all again on Sunday. Visor, remember, 8 o'clock on Tuesday, 6 o'clock on Sunday. Don't mess about. I need you here in the comment section. I need you flooding my comment section. It's not the same. But until next time, I'll let you enjoy the music for another 5 minutes. I'll see you all on Tuesday night. Death Queen, Visor, Ubuntu, Dixie Killer, Vili, Ruan, and Apmagozi. I believe that's everybody. And of course, Joe Kutsia. Everybody who kept me company in the comment section. Everybody who contributed with a like. Everyone who contributed with a subscribe. Thank you very much. We're going to be back on Tuesday night at 8 o'clock for Qatar, round 1, SAFRL, season 13, I believe. Until then, enjoy some music, and I'll speak to you soon.
Sunday night, lights are bright, engines roar, take the flight. On the track, speed ignites, feel the rush, grip it tight. Racers fly through each turn, fierce and fast, rubber burns. Champions rise, lessons learned, victories call, hearts yearn. SKR, feel the drive, hey yeah. Push the limit, come alive, alive. SKR, feel the speed, adrenaline is what we need. Fast here, engines wail, close the gap, never fail. Pit stops quick, no detail. Fuel the fire, trail to tail. Final lap, tension high. Who will win? Who will fly? alive. SKR, feel the speed. Adrenaline is what we need.
In a small town without a track, Lance grew up with dreams intact. With dad's money he aimed for the sky, bought him a seat just to give it a try. A Williams car, shiny and new, but the turns were tight and the troubles grew. On and off the course he spun, fast and failure second to none. A Lance drove, crashing every lap. Daddy's deep pockets keep bringing him back. Bought him Aston Martin, still can't steer. Wrecking dreams year after year. He's got a smile, got the gear, but that wall comes closer year after year. Every race, hearts and hands, Dad keeps buying dreams with golden bands. Oh, Lance drove, crashing every lap. Daddy's deep pockets keep bringing him back. Bought him Aston Martin, still can't steer. Wrecking dreams year after year. He's got a smile, got the gear, but that wall comes closer year after year. Every race, hearts and hands, Dad keeps buying dreams with golden bands. Oh, Lance drove, crashing every lap. Daddy's deep pockets keep bringing him back. Bought him Aston Martin, still can't steer.
Feel the speed, the thrill, yeah. High octane drama can't get our fill. Engines roaring loud, heartbeats on the rise. On NFR, see the sparks in our eyes. Racing